Welcome to Live, life inspired views for every day. My name is Chris Meyer, and I'm a curious soul. Hope, one word, four letters, life sustaining. And one thing I know as humans, we all need it. Most all of us want it. How do we get it? Remember to utilize it. And how do we trust it? Oof, pretty heavy questions. Do you remember what it was like to live before the onslaught of the information age that announced to the world within moments all the horrible things that might happen soon, constantly reminding us of our lack of safety and ultimately our mortality? So, how do we corral our fear and anxiety so that we can live a hopeful life, one that lets joy in, lives with possibility that the worst that is reported may not actually happen? How do we lean into a quote attributed to Mark Twain and many others that says, "Remember that 90% of the things we worry about never happen?" Yet we so often, and with the help of the internet, worry most about the remaining 10%. In her book, My Stroke of Insight by Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor, a neuroanatomist or brain scientist, she documents in that book her journey to a complete recovery from a severe brain hemorrhage or stroke. She describes what she learned through the process that I think is so fascinating. Taylor states that her research of the human mind informs us that our minds are designed to focus on whatever we are looking for. Pretty powerful statement. Taylor noted that after her stroke, she became more aware of her ability to influence the energies around her, kind of like the law of attraction. She said, when you realize you are in control of how you choose to think and feel about things, then you can also choose to react with a feeling that will make you feel better, more hopeful. Then somehow you see the things you hope for come into fruition. And Taylor decided that if she were to pick one action word to put her in the right mind, she would choose compassion. When you are less bent on being superior, then we can be more compassionate, considering another's situation with love rather than judgment. Along with that thought, Taylor would choose one feeling to have in her core, and that would be joy, because these choices help control our fear and worry. Taylor believes that the secret to hooking into a peaceful state is our willingness to stop the negative or worry filled thought loops. She said, most importantly, our desire for peace must be stronger than our attachment to misery, our ego, or our need to be right. Taylor found that being grateful makes life simply great. To get there, it goes back to some of the wonderful tools we found in resiliency, reframing, and self talk. Our brain holds an enormous ability to help us weather and deal with the enormity of worry and fear that can take residence within us. Just now, I wrote down the current threats forecasting impending doom, and then I deleted them. You already are aware of what they are. Why would I want to re imprint them by repeating them to you? And that, my friends, is the clue to how we choose to react to what we fear, hear, or worry about. The habit of choosing a healthy reaction takes practice. So by now, you may have memorized my often repeated quote by Frances Hodgson Burnett, who said, "We learn things by thinking about them and saying them over and over until they stay in our minds forever, repeating either negative or positive. It's our choice." My dear friend Bill Ham, who died last year, was renowned at his alma mater, Wartburg College, for his enthusiastic cheering at football games. When the Wartburg team was on the defense, Bill would loudly shout, repel them, make them relinquish the ball." What a great mantra for us to adopt when our minds are infiltrated with all the possible ways our lives can be threatened just by scrolling down the news feeds on our phones or on our computers. What if we would say to those thoughts, I repel you, relinquish your spot in my mind? And try it. Put your shoulders back and say strongly aloud or in your mind, I repel you, relinquish your spot in my mind. Don't you feel an edge of confidence and a positive sense of control over your worry? Opening a space for hope to replace doom? Whatever works, keep repeating it. We have an innate sense to hope. Remember the tattoo I noticed on the hand of a young woman I met with the Latin words dum spiro spero? It translates, while I breathe, I hope. As Dr. Taylor learned through her stroke experience, the secret to hooking into peaceful states of mind is our willingness to stop the cognitive loops of thoughts about worry and negative ideas. Our desire for peace and hope must be stronger than our attachment to misery. If it is a choice, why would we choose misery, worry, or fear? Hmm, This week, on your bathroom mirror, write, I repel you, I repel you, relinquish your spot in my mind. Happy hoping. Join me next Monday for Live, Life Inspired Views for Every Day. I'm Chris Meyer, and I'm a curious soul.